Just waiting for this to fire up a second. Double check it. Today is December 18th, 2018. And this is going to be a quick video here. Last Monday, the 10th, about a week and a half ago now, it was pretty cold out in so I don't know where the fog came from, but I think it was about 18 degrees. And I noticed the night before it was getting foggy, so whatever, somehow fog happened. But first I noticed the trees are covered, real pretty for a picture. Shot the first picture out the window. That's why this frost is on there. And then I opened the window for other pictures. You'll see in a second. But there's no filters on here. There's no editing. There's no Photoshop. These are raw off the camera. So let's take a look. And this is really cool. There's trees in the, I think there's trees in the distance here. This is a farm. You're west of Chicago here, about 50, 60 miles. And so it's kind of rural. But anyways, some really cool pictures of the sun. Hopefully you like it. Let me get my face off this picture in case anybody wants to use these pictures. And enjoy. Hope you enjoy it. Get some cool pictures. And every once in a while I'll do a little change of pace. Here we go. Alright, that's the next one. Still didn't have the window. I didn't realize at first what I was looking at until you don't get too many mornings where you get fog, sun rising at the perfect spot, and then the way it looks different. What I think is really cool is you could see the normal well, maybe not. It does look like a circle. See how it dips down into the horizon? I just think it's so cool. It almost looks like it has wings on it. The effect you're getting through the fog, the way the ice crystals are bending the light, but really cool. And again, you could see just some really cool stuff. I mean, you could see layers of the light as it's coming out, and then again it really looks like wings coming off this thing, but whatever. You don't see this every day, and this isn't a pro camera. This is off the cell phone, so I wish I had my camera with me, but wasn't expecting this. So, but check it out. And just to show the frost on the trees. Kind of an eerie look to the sky. It just took the apertures down, it looks like, on this one, so it darkened it up. That's another thing when you're doing photography. The sun is so bright, even through this fog. Cameras do funny things, and these new digital cameras are if you didn't take photography or do photography back in film and slide days, you won't understand, but digital is seeing more of the light, I think, because you could certainly see it when you go in and edit. If you take your pictures in RAW format, for example, you have such a large file, there's stuff in there, that light spectrum, that you don't see, that the camera chip is picking up. So play with your cameras more, and you'll start seeing things that normally you don't see. But here we go. I thought this was cool with the sun behind the tree. That's just really cool. Again, just the way it's shaped. That now that you're getting twisted shapes there because it's shining through a tree. Okay. Anybody thinks that's too weird, but it looks really cool. I don't know which is more cool, the sun through fog or the fog causing the ice crystals on the plants and the trees. This again is just a camera on the cell phone, and it's my, of the two phones I use, it's the one that's worse of the cameras. So I wish I would have had the other camera or my SLR. These would have been incredible, but I still think they're incredible, but you know what I mean. And what's weird is like the different sizes it looks through the, it's got to be the crystalline or the ice in the air. Just look at the picture before this. I'm at the same spot. I'm just about to pass this telephone pole, and from the position I'm here to the next telephone pole, it looks like, so maybe what, 100 feet. See how round and small that is versus just a second before. It's all about perspective, I think. But anyways, let's keep going. That's like a postcard. Again, seeing a fog at 18, 19 degrees. I have to look up. Maybe we'll look it up real quick. It'll probably take too long. See what the temperature was. I'm pretty sure it was showing 18 degrees when I got up in the morning. But all the fog from the night before froze. So, and it was still, well, obviously still there. Look at the sun. So I just don't get to see this often, so that's why I wanted to share this. And again, you can see the reds. The sun's over here, and the sun's so bright. Look, it blinds out the guide wire or the electrical wires above your head. So even though it doesn't look that bright, it's still very bright. Again, see, these are missing. And then you can see the reds and the oranges. This is the, no, never mind. I'm not even gonna get to that. The colors I somehow remember in my memory, but like this, it was all day. It would go up, stay this color, go up, and it'd still be that color, and go across, it'd still be that color, and high noon. Does anybody remember this? Just having a flashback at the old sun. So, anyways, I don't know what this, why it's doing this digitally, why it makes this, it looks like an eye. I'm looking at these for the first time on the big screen, so it looks pretty cool. If you look at a big screen, this will probably look better. You can even see layers up here. You can see the color change as you get higher up. So like right here is like a line, and then here's your horizon. But it's so weird how this dips. Trying to figure it out. See this, I don't think I ever took pictures with film in fog, so now I gotta look those up, see if somebody else has done it in the past, and see if it did the same anomaly like this, or is this a digital camera thing? Because most of the cameras, I think the cell phone cameras have fisheye lens, so that could be why it's doing this. If anybody knows and sees this down the road, let me know. If you could put it in the comments, I'd appreciate it. Because I don't remember, of all the sun periods, I've been taking pictures my whole life. I don't remember ever getting a sun picture with these shapes, so I think it's got to be something with the lens or the digital. But I have a digital SLR, it doesn't do that either, but I haven't done it through fog either. The fog is bending the light, so this just may be a freak of nature, and depending on what spot, like looking at a rainbow, depending on the person's perspective, everyone looks different. So if you were a car in front of me, you may not have seen this or been able to take the same exact picture. It's like a once in a timeline. It's changing so fast, you know, if you look at it that way. Everybody who was seeing this that morning was seeing something else, and I bet you nobody noticed this. I'm the only idiot that was hanging out the window of the car taking pictures. That's hot. That looks like you're on Mars. The Mars sunrise. Wow. Wow, that's cool. That's really cool. Almost like a painting. Wow. All right, on to the next one. Same thing, couple feet difference. See if there's any difference. Right before. See, even that perspective, I'm doing about 50 miles an hour, 40. So in that, I don't know what this is, a couple hundred yards. Look at the perspective difference just in the two pictures. The same road, same, this could be this. What I'm talking about, the person behind you, seeing the same thing. Just that little difference in a couple feet. Okay, go forward. That's cool. Now, again, with your digital cameras, I'm not an expert on digital cell phone photography, but I'm kind of good at SLR photography, especially back in the film. And I was one of the last ones to switch over to digital. I protested it till the end. This is incredible. I mean, but here, my point is the camera. Unless you go to like a pro mode, if you download an app, that you can turn your cell phone. And my other cell phone, it's a cell phone with no service. It's an old S5 or whatever, Samsung, but it had the best camera, so I kept it and just use it for that, taking pictures and making videos. It's a really good camera. As far as the phones go, that's the best one I've seen until obviously now I'm sure these 10s and stuff are real better cameras. But anyways, my point is, when you start lightening up the photos, or messing with the layers of a photo in digital on put it to the highest pixels you can do, there's going to be things in here that you just can't see because we don't have the spectrum that the camera is actually absorbing. When you go to the higher, always set your pictures to the highest setting for these kind of things. Or if you're doing sky photos, or you're looking for UFOs, or you're looking for whatever, go to your highest setting. It's going to take up a lot more memory on your chip, but delete them, load them into whatever, temporary drive, or whatever you call it, portable drive. Keep them on there, and then clear up the memory on your phone or your camera. And this then gives you a lot more options to dig deeper into a photo, just in case you ever do catch something. That's all I'm saying. And with this, I wish I would have had the nicer camera, but I still had it on the highest setting. And now you could tell the reason this is dark is the camera. This is my other point. The camera is seeing the sun, because I have it set the spot, I think, on the focus. Because it's normally when you're taking pictures, it's usually of people around you, whatever. You're not expecting. I just pulled it out real quick and didn't even do any adjustments. So it's set for like doing portrait, and it's trying to figure out why is it so bright. So it's cutting it down. The computer on the phone is turning it down. That's why these are turning out so cool. It was cool to begin with, but where you're seeing that dark to the light, it's a little bit darker than it would have been. But I think that made it a cool effect just naturally, by accident. See, now the camera, if you look at the center, and just ignore me if you're not into doing photography, the camera sensor was picking up this darker section. This is where it sampled its lighting to do its lighting. Okay, it still sees that this is in here, but it lightens the picture up because it thinks I'm taking a picture of something darker. Just so you know, because you wonder how did it change from here to here in a couple feet? Because these were all shot within like a minute driving down the road, so it's very short distance. But I'm just trying to help anybody who's into doing photography, especially the sky, and especially with the sun. The sun will burn out your equipment. So if you're messing with the sun, obviously don't look at it with your own eyes, but it's also doing damage to your chip, your camera sensor. So get a nice filter for that if you're going to mess with it, especially if you paid a lot for your camera. And I don't think a lot of people know this. That's the problem. They just grab a camera, start taking pictures of the sun, and then they wonder why they're getting these weird anomalies on these weird effects and flashes and whatever that are turning out because you burn the lens. This sun is super bright. So if you're going to burn your lens, if it burns your eyes, it's going to burn the sensor is what I'm trying to say. So keep that in mind, especially if you just bought it and you're just getting into this. These are awesome pictures, but I don't care if I burn a phone's camera out. But if it's an expensive piece of equipment, you will. Wow. I just like how it looks like plasma. This almost looks like a star. Like the pattern of a star. You got arm, arm, arm. Or the Pillsbury Dough guy. Shout out to somebody who used to joke around about the Pillsbury Dough guy. He's retiring soon. Alright, here we go. Oh, cool. Look at this. You see circle. Then there's like a red circle around it. And then you can see an outer. You can see how the light is reflecting as it probably gets weaker or whatever further out. You got to see this on a big screen. I got to look at it on the small screen. You see like a red flare out or a red circle right here. I don't know if you can see that. So cool. And there's a lot of red, like dark reds, like in the pixels. So I don't know what's causing that, but it looks cool as hell. Nice. Real nice. It's like playing peekaboo. The sun sees you. Here I am, said the sun. I don't know what these cars are doing here. I don't know where those cars are. Oh, they must be coming at us in traffic. Okay. So this is a 2-lane road. I'm still on the same road. I was just trying to picture. It's so foggy out. You can only see one. There would have been a car there. 2, 3, 4. About 5 car lengths. 5, 6. There's the headlights. There's 6 car. This is a good picture to show you how thick this fog was. So about 6 cars out, as far as you can see. And there was rush hour. So there was about here rush hour. But that line of cars went all the way probably to the red light way down there. But all right, next. Nice. Now I'm back to the window. So obviously I was getting cold, so I came back in the car. Because now you can see I'm back inside. You see the ice is still on the windshield. So now, added to the effects of this, now we got a 1-inch thick or 3/4 inch thick car windshield. So whatever now happens, you got to always take that in consideration. So when you're looking at photos on the web, somebody may think they got something really cool and they may not know. It just, oh wait, are you taking it through a window? Did you use, you got to think of those things. And if you did, put it in the notes. Say, look, don't be deceived. Put it in there. Look, I took this through the windshield of a car, just like I just said. I could shrink this down, and make it only this big, and you would never know the ice was up there. You see what I'm saying? But just be honest about it. Because if there is, let's say, they think they see a planet or Mars or whatever up here, and it turns out it's a bug that was on the windshield. That can happen. Okay, you got to let people know that when they're trying to review your photos. But if it just is something because it looks cool, then it still looks cool. I just like how bright. This just shows you how bright it is. Look how the light is drowning out, even as far away from the core of the sun. The center right here. You can almost see it's so strong it's able to block out the pixels for the electrical wires. But to me, it still looks like it's flaring to the sides. Like there's like a ball. Like when they show an asteroid or comet entering Earth's atmosphere and it goes through the plasma. This looks like a ball coming through plasma and it's leaving a wake behind it. See here, there's like a wave of reddish on the outer edge this way. It almost looks like wings and it's coming right at you. I love how this looks. But why doesn't it go down? You know what I mean? That's why it looks like it's almost coming at you, like it's, I don't know, whatever. You got an imagination. Now, this is so bright. As we're going forward, these are all taken in succession. As we're going forward here, the the sun is starting to burn off some of the fog now. As you see, the sun's a little higher than when we first started. So in a few more miles or whatever, you're going to see it clears up. If I even put that picture in there, I'm not sure how far I went. But this is just, I like how you could see this red ring that you normally don't get to see when it's clear. I have not seen too many photos in thick fog at this exact point of the sunrise. This is really cool. If I'm making a video about it and I'm excited about it, this is how rare this is. This is like a grand slam for a photographer. So any photographers out there will know what I'm talking about and why I'm excited about it. Anybody else that wants to use it as their wallpaper or whatever, just remember where you got it from. Look at this. How cool. And there's, I don't know, you got to see it on the big screen. And, wow. Wow. Looks like watercolors. Amazing. And it's, I'm not going to get into that. But the thing of throughout history of mankind, they always drawn to this sun. They had religions over it. They've had all kinds of things over the sun. So there's something about it. And physically, you need it. You need vitamin D, people. I think they're saying up to 70%. What is it? 70% of the country. Hang on. Let me turn my camera back on here for a second. Let me get my keyboard in. Got to learn something in every video, even if it's about suns, pictures of it. Let's just do something here real quick. This is important, especially for children, but even adults, because vitamin D, if you're feeling like shit, and this is my own little break in the video here, if you're feeling like shit, a lot of times it could be because of this. People that are not getting a vitamin D, which I believe is almost 3 out of 4 of us now, and I didn't want to take the synthetic vitamin D. I thought I could because I'm low with it, and I tried taking the natural. I still had to, for a while, get on synthetic to boost it, to get it to a level to where you could just take the over-the-counter vitamin D, and obviously you got to change your diet and stuff. But vitamin D controls a lot of hormones in your body. That's, people don't even realize this. So besides the fact they tell you drink your milk and all that stuff, whatever you drink, whatever. You got to get vitamin D in you one way or the other, and the sun is a big part of that, and you need it. You need the sun to reset your sleep pattern. You need the sun to create vitamin D. The vitamin D, this is WebMD here. They're pretty trustworthy, I believe. Just real quick, because I think a lot of people don't realize this. It just made me think of it because of the sun. You know, we're looking at it. And especially if you're on a like a vegan diet, because you're avoiding animal stuff. So get your vitamin D through the sun. It's that simple. You can go outside for about half an hour. 1, it's good for you. 2, it's really good for you that you don't even realize. Let's see what this says. If you shun the sun, suffer from milk allergies, or adhere to a strict vegan diet, you may be at risk for vitamin D deficiency, known as the sunshine vitamin. Vitamin D is produced by the body in response to skin being exposed to sunlight. And everybody's telling you, don't go in the sun, this, that, cause, you know, but you got to get some moderation, right? Who said that in 2,000 years ago? One of those big Hippocrates or something, I don't know. Anyways, it's not that important. It also occurs naturally in a few foods, including some fish, fish liver oil, and egg yolks, which if you're on vegan, you can't eat any of that. If you shun this, vitamin D is essential for strong bones. We all know that. You've been taught that since kindergarten, because it helps the body use calcium from the diet. You got to take both together, I guess. So remember that, or look it up when you take calcium. Traditionally, vitamin D deficiency has been associated with rickets, a disease in which the bone tissue doesn't properly mineralize, leading to soft bones and skeletal deformities. But increasingly, research is revealing the importance of vitamin D in protecting against a host of health problems. And let's just look at the symptoms, and then there's a scientist that you can follow, and I give updates on her a lot. She really goes into this on the biological, what it's doing in your body. But if you don't want a heart attack, stuff like that, you better listen up. Symptoms of bone pain, muscle weakness can mean you are vitamin D deficient. However, for many people, the symptoms are subtle, so you don't even realize it. You think it's something else. Yet, even without symptoms, too little vitamin D can pose health risk. Low blood levels of the vitamin have been associated with the following: increased risk of death from cardiovascular disease, otherwise heart attack, cognitive impairment in older adults, severe asthma in children, cancer. Now, they didn't touch on, because it probably gets too difficult, is the hormones. Vitamin D regulates, I think it's 400 or 500 different hormones in your body, or chemicals that are needed by the vitamin D to actually activate. So you'll start having all kinds of problems without the sun. All right? So just keep that in mind. Get your levels checked if you haven't, because it's super important. And even research suggests that vitamin D could play a role in the prevention and treatment of a number of different conditions, including type 1 and type 2 diabetes, or pre-diabetes like they call it nowadays, hypertension, glucose intolerance, that's your pre-diabetes, and MS, multiple sclerosis, that's an autoimmune disease. See, they don't tell you everything. Multiple sclerosis is linked into those autoimmune type diseases, and autoimmune diseases probably have something to do with hormones being screwed up, and then all the stuff we eat, and etc. It's a different show. All right, let's get back to the sun. I just wanted to go over this real quick because it's super important, way more important than you think. Vitamin D. Okay, back to the show. Let me get my mug off of here. I'll be back. All right, enough of the vitamin D. If you don't believe me, don't believe me. Oh, wrong show. I was doing that. All right, back to the sun. So, I don't even know how many pictures I got left, so we'll find out here. All right, so we all know now to check our vitamin D, why you need vitamin D, the crash course on it, and you can tell. I'm telling you one thing: if you got low vitamin D, from my own experience, I didn't want to take the synthetic. I don't believe in that unless it's last resort, or I tried the natural first. And probably 3 days after I took I think it's 50,000 volts or something, or whatever, milligram, whatever it is, capsule that the prescription is like really strong. You take that, and your mood goes up, your energy goes up. Your body's able to start using resources it can't use without that vitamin D. See what I'm saying? So you will feel a difference if you're already feeling like shit. If you're getting to the point of feeling like shit, get out in that sun. All right, back to the show. See, it goes up, but it's so cool. Some of these are similar because they shot them all in a row here. Hang on. Ah, that's cool. With a farm behind it. Nice. Yeah, I could say I had a good eye. Actually, I did. Fuck it, I'll say it. Good job. Good picture. Anyways, yeah, that is cool with the barn there. How many people get to see barns anymore? You know what I mean? Oh, wow. Now, this is kind of freak. Now, I've seen this without the fog, so we're getting close to, I think, where the fog is starting to lift. But look at these layers. It is starting to look like Saturn almost. Like if Saturn was on its side, like flipped up and down, and the rings were up and down, like in this pattern, that looks like Saturn. Oh my God. Seriously, look at you got the bright glow in the middle, and then you got this black like ring right around the edge of that. Then it gets to this orange, and then there's another. You could actually see the layers. There's 1, 2, 3 layers at least coming off that sun, like in the plasma section. That is really cool. If I can say myself. And it's you couldn't ask for. I could maybe cut a little of the top off, but is a picture framed with the farm stuff here and the silos or whatever that is, and the house, the farmhouse is right there. If it would have been an eighth of a second after this, I probably would have more of that house in there. But not bad for a foggy morning. Look at the layers though coming off the sun. It's so cool that the fog is making it filter just enough where you could see the breakdown, like you could see the plasma with a regular camera. And I've noticed in a couple pictures, this little bottom piece, it looks like there may have been a coronal hole right there. You see how it's black on the sun itself? It might be a coronal hole. Because lately they've been North Pole and South Pole, the sun has got a big black spot, or a coronal hole. And what that does is the clouds and the sun basically open up, and then all the energy comes straight out. So that's a whole nother story. But I like this picture. That's hot. Wow. Oh, now I see the house is over here. This is the road. Okay, here's the road. This would be like a Christmas card. Yeah, all right, cool. Oh, maybe that bottom is the treetop maybe interfering with some of that. It's in that same spot. We'll see. Hang on. That's weird. The camera sensor freaked out on this one. All right, and this is towards the end there. This is the show. Oh wait. I don't know if there's any swearing in here. Hang on. Let me mute this out. I haven't played it, like I said. I don't know what the hell's on there. Hang on. There we go. Look at that. Oh, that's cool. Hang on. You know what? Let me slow this down. Can I? Oh, I can't slow it down. Oh, I can't. You have to slow it down on your end. Slow it down to like half speed, quarter speed. I'm doing this live. I forgot. I can't do that. And I'm shooting through the glass. You can see the reflection. It was getting really cold. But look at that ice. It's so cool. It's very rare. You don't see this often here anyways. Let's pause it. Oh, Elburn. There we go. Look at that. It was like being in a snow globe. You know those things you shake up in the wintertime? Those little ball things? They got the fake snow in it. That's what this looked like. Really cool. I'm just driving in a snow globe. Yep, that's what fog looks like after the sun comes up high enough to burn it out. You can just see it in the distance now. Look it up. For as far as you can see, there's ice top, trees and bushes. Really cool stuff. Oh, that looked cool. Yeah, you got your typical Christmas tree there. That's really nice. That wasn't snowfall. This is all fog that froze. And it's so cold that it didn't... The air is finally clearing up, but it took a while before all this melted off. Like I said, it was under 20 degrees. That's why I was so surprised about... Oh! What's that? Is that a reflection? Yeah, I was surprised to see this because usually you get fog, like, let's say, when there's a big temperature swing, and suddenly, then you'll see fog. But it was already cold, so it didn't get any colder. So I was like, it didn't make sense to me, but I'm not a scientist, so I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know what else is on here. I'm just gonna let it play in case anybody wants to see. Frozen fog. That's basically what this is, frozen fog. And for the people that live in big cities, this is what a small farm looks like. Horses. Speaking of horses, if you didn't see my video about the 45,000 that were just killed, please feel free. I'll put it at the end of the video here when it renders. Really disgusting. Look at that. It is so beautiful. Look. Oh, look at that. Let's see what it looks like over the bridge. Wow. So, a day in the life of Wags Chicago. When your most exciting thing of the week here is to show your photos of the sun and frozen fog. But it really is beautiful, so I wanted to share with you anyways, no matter what. Wow, look at that. A little shaky on the camera work there, but just want to have a little break from the news and all the negative stuff. There's just too much of it now. Too much of the fear. Too much of this and that. Okay, I think it's done. And I think it's going to be over. That's gorgeous. Look at that. And that might be it. Nope, we got a couple more. Yeah, we're just seeing still shots of the video. Well, not of the video, but the same thing the video just covered. Look at that. I think that's the land. Yeah, and then I made an animation. Well, there you are, folks. There's your sun when it's orange. If you ever get to see this, we'll probably be seeing this in museums soon. The sun used to be orange. When your great-grandfather back in 2000 was alive. I almost feel like that's what I'm doing. I'm documenting a film for a future. Wow, the sky was partly blue and an orange sun. What is this? I wish it was like this all day again, but it is what it is. That's cool in fast mode too, just so you want to see it. Bing, bing, bing. It's the end. All right, you got your vitamin D. Get a little sunlight. Don't be so scared of the sun. You need it. Without it, we're all in trouble. And I'm not going to go into, I don't want to make this into a video that will get any definitions put up or anything. So I'm going to leave it at that. Enjoy the sun. If you hear anything about them wanting to block it, ask why. And let's hope that was fog. Because it was, look up December 10th. Put in Dekalb, Illinois for the zone. If you are better at weather stuff than me. And let me know how normal that was. Because the temperature was already low. We got a fog throughout the night. It carried over into the morning. Burned off later in the day. Maybe that's normal. But I got these really cool pictures either way. So this is Wags Chicago. You guys have a great night. Merry Christmas if I don't see you on another video, or you don't see one of my other videos. And but I'll be back. Wags Chicago. I'm 1042.